What up? What up? Alright, let's give the people a few minutes to slide up in the joint, man. Y'all bear with me, man. I forgot to. Turn my light on, man. I forgot to charge my lights, man. One of them just conked out on me, so. Appreciate everybody being in the joint, man. I gotta get over here in the main window, man. Hold up. Let me get over here in the main window, man. Appreciate everybody being in. Alright, salute to my brother D. Flemings, YMC, SJ3, Mod Squad on deck, Trey Lane, what up fam? Brownson, what up fam? Unique Israel, what's happening fam? Q Maldonado, what up fam? Unique Israel, I see you again, man. You chopping it up in there. Player Preacher, appreciate you being in the joint, what up fam? Chief Stand Still, salute fam. Salute to the Alphasphere, man. Appreciate y'all being in the joint. Rudy, QT, Sacred, Ty, Jalil, C. Rob, Fierce, Trolling, Reg Horton, Preston, Man with a Plan, see you, man. Mike's, Alpha Afro, GT, Nick Penn, Thomas Madrini, what up? Young J, what up? KG3, Real Deal, what up? Boss Man JT, ASAP Ferg, what up? Dusty, what up, man? Let's give the people just a few more seconds to get up in here, man, before we go ahead and get in. Salute to the homie. Real Deal, $69.50 for the $15 super chat, bro. I appreciate that. Dom, what up, man? Dominique Kennedy, salute, fam. Quay, salute, fam. Appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. Let's give the people a few more minutes, man. Kind of got me looking a little crazy in here with my lights, man. But I'm going to go ahead and try to come on, man. I'm going to see, man. They look real crazy. B. Haywood, what up? NP. Let me go ahead and Let me bring myself up, man, and see what we're looking like. Should work out pretty good. I don't have a light. I don't have a backlight over there in that corner, man. I had to use that backlight on myself. So one of my lights just flashed out on me, man. So let's get ready to roll, man. Let's get the people, man, to get up in the joint. Then we're going to go ahead and do what we do, man. If these lights go out, I'm just going to shut it down, man. But I'm going to keep on rolling. But you know what I'm saying? As long as y'all can see me, we're going to keep it moving. All right, we got 7 more people, man. We let 7 more people get up in here, man, and we're going to go ahead and get about it. Baby Jasmine, what's good? Shout appreciate you being in the joint. Amizi, what up, man? Salute to you, fam. Nick Penn, appreciate the $10 super chat, bro. Salute BoA and the whole Alpha Sphere. Salute to you, homie. Appreciate it, man. J God, Junior Mufasa, rather. All right, so we gonna keep it moving, man. I think that boy Jeff froze on me already. All my lights got orange filters on them, man. I wanted to try something different, so that's why it's kind of got the orange glow on it, man. It's already froze up on me, man. Hold up. Now that one of my lights went out, man, I can't rock with the orange glow. I gotta go with the clear glow. Y'all hold up for a minute, man. We gotta go all clear. Y'all, man, hey, man, listen. I know some baby man said, man, Johnny gonna come in here tell me, man, well, you knew you were coming on the show. You should have checked everything out before you came on, man. Have some respect for your listeners. Hey, man, let me tell you something. My listeners are real, man. You know what I'm saying? The Alphasphere, man, we real dudes, man. You know, fortunately for me, man, the Alphasphere is real dudes, man. So I don't really have to be worrying about none of that type of stuff, man. That's for y'all. Oh, man, that damn thing that came on again. Y'all hold up for a minute, man. There's always something with this thing, man. I may have to start using another app, man, to go live on, man. All right, let's get it. We should be good now, man. Had to change my lights, man. Had everything looking out yellow, man. Orange, rather. All right, let's do this, man. Title of today's show, man. 10 reasons most women can't find happiness. 10 reasons most women can't find happiness, man. We're going to talk about that today. Dame, what up? Ice Cold G, salute fam. Paper Route Sin, salute fam. Fierce Soul, appreciate the $2 super chat, bro. Bro say last night game too strong. YouTube was hating. Man, listen. When I played last night's stream back, man, it was so raggedy, bro. It was so raggedy that I just had to take it down, man. I couldn't even leave it up for playback. It was so jacked up that I couldn't even piece it together. So what I'm probably going to do, man, I'm probably going to end up redoing that one, man. Drop it just because I can't even put it on Patreon. I can't do anything with it, man. It's all jacked up. So I'm going to probably end up redoing that one, man. So, you know, I know y'all might not want to come back and hear that same stuff again, man. But I got to do it. You know, I create those, you know, for the Patreon fam, man. So, let's get this, man. All right, let's do it. 10 reasons most women can't find happiness. Now, let's break it down first. Let's break down what this happiness means first, man. Let's break down what this happiness means. First of all, female happiness has been grossly exaggerated since the 1970s, when the feminist movement gave them a feel-good moment of belonging to something that truly cared about their plight. You know, they didn't have a plight, but the feminist movement made women feel good. It made them feel like, they were about to finally be equal to men. That's a strong proclamation for women who have historically been in the position that they were in as doting wives and loving mothers. And now all of a sudden there's an organization saying we don't have to take this. We can be equal to men. We can do anything men can do. It was just a feel good moment, but there was no reality to it. Because even right now to this day, women can't do everything men can do. They can give it an attempt. See, when you say women, let's look at sports for a minute. Yeah, women can play basketball against each other. That's not the same. They can't go play in the NBA. They can go start their own league and play a lesser brand of basketball. You look at college baseball. Yeah, college girls play softball, but it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's a lesser version of what men are doing. And once they realized that it was a lesser version of what men were doing, then the feminist movement kind of lost its steam. Yeah, it still sounds good in principle, but it still doesn't work at all in practice. You know what I'm saying? It sounds real good in principle. But when they look at the facts of it, and I'm going to be honest with you, man, things have happened. Women's plight has improved, and they think it's improvement. Of course, as men, we don't, because it's not improvement. It goes against, what things were intended to be and how things were intended to play out. But you have to keep in mind, man, that when you think about this, when the reality is that things have been happening, but at a slow tortoise pace, as opposed to the speedy trot of the rabbit, of the hare that they wanted it to be. So things are happening at a slow pace, but they happen at a slow pace because these things aren't meant to happen. You see what I'm saying? These things aren't meant to happen. So when you think about that, that's why they shot out things like the gender pay gap. You know what I'm saying? Because they really believed that the world was going to understand that they could do everything men could do, that they have the same value that men have. They simply don't have the same value that men have. But the thing is, men don't have the same value that women have. We can't reproduce. You know what I'm saying? We can't incubate a microscopic connection of egg and sperm together, man, and incubate it until it becomes a live human. We don't have the capacity, man, to allow another human to live off our reserves and live off our bodily fluids and our bodily functions. We can't breastfeed. So yes, women have values that we don't have, but we don't complain about that. We don't walk around and say, "Oh man, the world is so unfair. Let's start a movement so we can breastfeed. Let's start a movement so we can carry around children for 9 months. Let's start a movement so we can have a menstrual cycle. Let's start a movement." So we don't do none of that. When you're not happy with who you are, then you're going to have a life of misery. If you can't accept that your plight is your plight, then you're going to live a life of misery, man. That's just what it's going to be. You're going to live a life of misery. Women who want to be like men live lives of misery. Yeah, they look happy and they look fly in their little cars and their little clothes and all that right there. And they got their nice little pad and all that. But when they go home at night, man, they sipping on that wine, reading that old crazy hood novel, and they're living vicariously through the characters in those novels. Because women who take all of their time and dump it into their careers end up miserable. That's just the reality of it. That's just and listen, all of these. The justification for it is that they get all of this validation from all of these men online. Let me tell you something. I don't mind men validating women online. I don't mind these guys going in there, man, leaving 1,000 comments on a woman's pic. Because what it does, it gives her a false sense of accomplishment. It gives her a false sense of validation. She doesn't know that the majority of these guys are just thirsty. The majority of these guys are willing to, they're willing to push up in anything. And if she's attractive, yes, they'll pay her, but they don't care. But the fact that little infinitesimal validation that's not even really validation could make such a difference in her life, it just goes to show how miserable she is. The more miserable you are, the more you need to be made to feel better. Another thing. Women's lives have become more like men's over the past 50 years. That's what they wanted. They wanted to be more like men. They wanted to be able to go out, make their money, be the breadwinner. They wanted to go out and deal with the world. They want to go out and deal with society the way men deal with society. But guess what they found out? Being outside the house ain't the same as being inside of it. Inside the house is her world. Outside the house is a dog-eat-dog world. It's a dog-eat-dog world out here. And they weren't prepared for that. It's a terrible dog-eat-dog world out here. So you see, men have historically experienced more unhappiness than women due to the pressures and stress of being the obligated breadwinner of their household. It's a lot of stress to go out here in the world, man, and compete out here where everybody trying to get to the money. Where there's some guy, man, business is an unscrupulous environment. It is a very unscrupulous environment. And I'm telling you, women didn't know that. They went out there and they just thought, well, you get to go out there and make the money. You control the money, blah. But then when they saw what came with that, yeah, that brought some misery to them. So while they went out there and decided that being a career woman is more important than being a doting wife and loving mother, they also have to take on that workplace foolishness or that employer stress. They didn't think about that part. And guess what? They're already emotional. So it doubles down on them. You understand what I'm saying? It doubles down on them. Baby Jasmine, appreciate the $5 super chat. Said, can you tell me why my boyfriend is not talking to me? I believe he's sleeping with another woman. I mean, you're going to have to give me more information than that. If he ain't talking to you, you know, you got to look at what you did. You know, this is the thing. Men don't really stop talking to women for nothing. So if he's not talking to you, that's something you did, something you said. You may not think it's anything, but if he thinks it's something, then that's where the trouble is. If a man tell you, I don't want you doing that, and you do it, and he ain't stop talking to you, you just got to take that on the chin. You got to start listening to your man when he tell you that he don't like this. Your ass don't need to do it. When he tell you that he does like this, you need to put it on your list of things to do. That's another reason women are so miserable. They're too damn hard-headed. Won't listen to nothing the man say. Profess how much she love you, and then turn around, man, and do everything the opposite of what you told her to do. Confess how much she want to be with you, and then turn around and don't take care of any of the things you told her to take care of. And then when you put on ice, she go right back to crying like she ain't did. And then, oh, you so mean to me. How am I so mean to you? I gave you an opportunity to do what you were supposed to do, and you didn't do it. And now I got you on ice. You want to complain about it. Part of the problem is women are miserable because they want to be damn miserable. Obviously, they all can't be that slow. They all can't be that slow where you tell a woman to do something, tell her, hey, this is what I need you to do. If you want to roll with me, shout, I need you to do this right here. And then they go do the opposite. If your mind can't function any better than that, then you need to be led. You need to do everything you told to do, because obviously you're going to make some mistakes. So you got to, any woman, anytime your man ain't talking to you, he got you on ice, you better retrace your steps to see what you did, because you did something or said something. It could be something simple to you, but it's obviously major to him. You gotta retrace your steps and check out what you did, because I'm telling you, you did some. It's hard for a man to just leave a woman alone for nothing. We don't function like that. We like things to flow smoothly in our lives. So if a woman is in our life and things are flowing smoothly with her, we don't push back on a woman when things flowing smoothly. If she's doing everything she could do to keep the momentum going, this is another reason that women are so unhappy, because women don't understand that ultimate happiness comes from a woman being with an alpha male. A woman can make all the money she want to make. A woman can have an amazing life. She can take her friends on trips and friends on vacation, take care of family and all that. But the ultimate waiting to exhale moment, a woman is waiting to exhale until she comes across an alpha male. She'll spend her whole life waiting to exhale until that alpha male shows up on the scene. Then she gets an opportunity to exhale. She gets an opportunity to let all the pressure off. She gets an opportunity to fall into her femininity safely. There's something about being in the presence of an alpha man that makes a woman fall into her femininity, and she feels safe falling into her femininity, because she knows the more feminine she becomes, it's not going to do anything to damper his masculinity. She knows it's going to be there, and so she just falls into her feminine state. So part of the problem is You know, and this is part of the problem with women, man. They don't want to make the compromises, and it's not even a compromise. They don't want to just be who they are and go with their feelings, go with their gut, go with their intuition, go with their instinct, and do everything they got to do to keep alpha male in their lives. So what they end up doing, they end up just, you know, they end up settling for a beta male simp mangina. Ben Yourself, appreciate the $2 super chat. Quinn Maldonado, appreciate the $5 super chat. Brownson, appreciate the $5 super chat. Bro say salute Dr. BoA. Nowadays society sweeps history under the rug. Female and male feminists are confused and miserable. I always keep my distance. You and me both, bro. You and me both. Woody Mac 73, appreciate the $5 super chat. Bro say salute to you, Dr. BoA. Keep dropping them jewels on these brothers. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate it. Baby Jasmine said, I did nothing to him, sir. Well, maybe he just don't like you no more. This is the problem with women. Sometimes a man just don't like you no more. Maybe he just needs some space. You know what I'm saying? You just, if a man ain't talking to you, don't worry about why he ain't talking to you. Try to see what you can do to make him talk to you again. You wasting time worrying about why he ain't talking to you. Do something to make him talk to you again. Have you asked him why he ain't talking to you? If he won't take your call at all, then he probably just fed up with you right now. Give that man some space. Sometimes you just got to fall back. Well, sometimes you just got to fall back. Now, another thing is this, man. You got to keep in mind, man. During that time, there was a tremendous amount of pressure on women to wear their happy face, no matter how miserable they truly were. There was a time in history, man, where, you know, and like my grandmother used to do that, man. Man, no matter what my granddad did, man, my grandmother would wear her happy face. That, man, my granddad was and this wasn't what my mom's real dad. My mom's real dad passed when she was young. So this was her stepdad, but all of her siblings, this was their dad. So she was the only one who had a different dad. Man, let me tell you something. That dude was a monster. That dude was a monster, man. You know what I'm saying? He was just a terrible person, man. Sometimes, man, you just come across somebody that's just a terrible person. And a lot of times, man, they can put on a good front and get respect from people, man, but deep down inside, they're a terrible person. And if you're a great judge of character and you have some insight on how to, be able to gauge a person's energy, you can tell that they're a horrible person, but most people can't. This dude was a terrible person, man. You know what I'm saying? And my grandmother, man, she would smile every day, no matter what. She would literally smile every day. You know what I'm saying? I would go spend summers with him, man, and literally every day, they don't care what that dude did, what he said, she would smile every day. And in my mind, I was like, man, my grandma crazy. Why she don't get no knife and stab this dude or something? That's what my mind was saying as a youngster. I was like, man, this dude crazy. So there was a time where women were told to just wear their happy face. Now these days, it's not only acceptable, but normal for women to relay whatever their true emotional state is. That's why they complain so much. All they're doing is voicing their unhappiness. See, we as men have this idea that women have been happy. Women have never been happy. Women are never happy. They want everything. They literally want everything. You can't make a woman happy. A woman, she's never going to be happy. That's why men say, man, I'll make my woman happy. I say, man, you're a fool. You think you can make a woman. A woman can't make herself happy. You understand what I'm saying? A woman can't make herself happy. Baby Jasmine, this might not be the place for you. No, this if you can't accept this is the reality of life, this may not be the place for you. You might be in the wrong place. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you are just saying that this is crazy, you didn't know this, that's another thing. But if this is like something that just blowing your wig back, and you're like, oh no, this guy's terrible. I can't believe I can't believe he's saying this. Oh no, he's a terrible guy. He's a mean man. I can't. If you feel like that, then it might not be the place for you, because this is tame right here. You know what I'm saying? It can go. This is not the place, to come thinking you're gonna get some hunky dory, everything's gravy talk. You're gonna get reality over here, and you got to be ready to accept it. That's exactly what this is. So appreciate the $2 super chat. Jazz say, wow, I can't believe what I'm hearing, sir. I mean, but you saying you can't believe what you're hearing, but you the one wondering why your boyfriend ain't talking to you. So you probably should just hang out over here and listen. You understand? If you got a man who ain't talking to you and you wonder why, that means that, you need all the information you can get, because you don't even know why a man ain't talking to you. I want y'all to think about that. Think about somebody not dealing with you and you don't even know why. You need some you need some information. You need some information. So just soak it up. It might be a little hard to take, but just soak it up. Now, let's get back into this. This is the main thing. I think this is the main reason that women are unhappy. This is the main mindset that makes a woman unhappy. I don't need no man. Let's marinate on that one for a minute. I don't need no man. I don't need no man. That's the one right there. It doesn't get any crazier than that. Nothing leads to a woman's unhappiness more than I don't need no man. You don't need no man for what? Everything that a woman holds important, she needs a man to do it. A woman needs a man to feel beautiful. A woman can beautify herself all she wants to, but that's why they always throwing up pictures. Man, let me tell you something. There are some women, man, with regular profiles on IG. They don't even have those type of profiles that where they just, out there just trying to show themselves. But even those women show themselves so they can get likes and comments. A woman can't even be beautiful without a man. She can look at herself and tell herself she's beautiful, but a woman can't believe she's beautiful without the validation of a man telling her she's beautiful. And this is the thing. If a woman doesn't have an alpha male telling her that, she needs hundreds or thousands of beta males to tell her that. You find me a woman who got an alpha male in her life, and that woman she don't need no beautification validation from nobody else. You find me a woman who ain't got no alpha male in her life, and she'll take as many likes and comments about drinking bath water as she can get. She'll take as many as she can get. Why? Because women don't believe they're beautiful. You need proof? You need proof. We'll get into some proof a little bit later on. Women don't believe they're beautiful, man. They're confused about what beauty is. So she can't be beautiful without a man. She can't have a baby without a man. Even if she don't have sex, she still got to get sperm from a man to have a baby. She ain't got to have sex. Lesbian couples do artificial insemination all the time. But guess where the sperm come from? They better hope it come from a human man. Could come from a male buffalo, but they don't know. But they need a man. They go in with the intent of using a man's sperm to create a baby, man. She can't even protect herself without a man. Certain areas she can't go by herself. Certain areas she won't dare go by herself. Certain things she can't even carry in her own house. Hell, the average woman can't even change a light bulb in her own house. You have to understand, bro. And the ones who can, the ones who cut their own grass, the ones who do all this, man, the ones who change their own oil, the ones who do all that, man, they voice and everything be changing. Find me a woman with a sweet disposition that goes out there and changes her own oil, gets under a car and changes her own oil. You find me a woman that changes her own oil, I'm going to show you a hard-bodied woman, man, that halfway act like a dude. You can't find a feminine woman who does masculine things Every time a woman does something masculine, she loses a tad bit of her femininity. Every time. You don't believe me? Perfect example. Let's look at the WNBA players. They don't play basketball because they just want to play girls' ball. They play basketball because they want to play basketball. Man, those girls had dreams of playing in the NBA. That's why they created the WNBA. How many of those girls look feminine? How many of those girls look feminine? See, there is some truth to the fact that, I'm glad you said that, Elvin. There is some truth to the fact that single mothers do have to play the role of the father sometime. They have to take on some of the responsibilities that a father would be there doing sometimes. They have to do that. Let's be realistic. And now, do they do a great job at it? No, but they have to do it. They have to try it. They have to try to bring up the rear in some of those circumstances where a man's presence would serve better to solve the problem. But single mothers are absolutely, the majority of them anyway, I say most of them, are absolutely a little bit more hard body than the average woman. Than a woman who's not a single mother. They just a little bit tougher. They're a little bit rougher. They go a little bit harder. You know what I'm saying? They kind of rough around the edges, man. They kind of, it's one of those things, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a different ball game when you're playing with them, because they have to tap into an energy that's not supposed to be tapped into by a woman. So even a single mother, yeah, she gives herself props, man, and says, I take care of my children. I'm the mother and the father for my children and all that. She says all of that, but it alters her being. It changes who she is. She can't be submissive and feminine. Man, come on, Fierce. You got to be kidding me, man. Candace Parker. Come on, man. Candace Parker built, man, that girl built up like a busted thumb, man. I'm talking about, bro, when we look at the one, we looking at the entirety of her, man. That woman like, what's she, man? Maybe 6'5". That woman like 6'5", man. She built like a thumb that's been split open by a hammer, man. You know what I'm saying? And for me, bro, that's a no-no for me, bro. That's a no-go for me, man. Yeah, yeah, bro. That girl built up, man. Man, I'm telling you, man. She built up like Shaq's little sister, man. So another thing is this, man. And this whole I don't need no man thing, bro. It is really. Let me tell you what I don't need no man really means. I don't need no man really means I can't find no man that I want who's willing to deal with my foolishness. That's what I don't need no man mean. I don't need no man means that the men that I would want don't want me because I'm not feminine and submissive enough. And the men who want me, I don't want them. So you know what? I just don't need no man. She ain't saying I'm so cold, I'm so raw, I'm the truth. I don't need no man. She ain't saying that. She ain't saying she's so strong and powerful she don't need no man. She's saying that when she look at her options, she got to settle for that, man. I just don't need no man. I ain't settling for this sucker right here. You know what I'm saying? I just don't need no man. Just go somewhere else with that. I don't need no man. Yeah, I'm good. I don't need no man. Shh. Hey, bro, get out of here, man. I'm done with this. I don't need no man. But guess what? I guarantee you, if an alpha male show her any attention at all, she'd need a man then. She'd come up off that. I don't need no man. Hey, now Skylar Diggins ain't half bad. Skylar Diggins ain't half bad, man. I saw her on Wildin' Out one time with some jeans on, man. She ain't too bad. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Compared to the actual beautiful feminine women in the world, man, I still, man, put her at like a 7. Look, I'll tell you what, Skylar Diggins the coldest thing in the WNBA, and she a 7. Let's put that in perspective. I mean, she the coldest in the NBA, in WNBA by far, and she a 7. So, you know, that whole, when I hear that, man, well, you know, I don't need no man to do nothing for me. I don't need no man. That don't mean you don't need no man. That mean you don't need no man to do nothing for you. That don't mean you need no man. Let me tell you something. When you got to replace a man with a toy because you don't need no man. Now, there are some women who decide that they ain't feeling these dudes, man, or a woman that's still caught up on one man. There are women out here, man, that's still caught up on one man. And after they date a few guys, man, for a couple of years or so, man, they just be like, man, you know what? They just don't be feeling none of it, man. So you know what they do? Man, they order them an array of toys and they take care of their own thing. They take care of their own thing, man. You know, hoping that one day they'll have an opportunity, man, to get back with that man and show that man that everything is gravy. You know, that, you know, maybe we can handle this. So you got to think about it like that, man. You know, the crazy thing is this, man. When we really understand what we're dealing with, man, when we talking about women, man, we have to understand one thing. Being over-sexualized is one of the major problems that women have. And listen, bro, until you meet a woman who has been abstaining from sex for a while and compare her to a woman who's active in sex and has been active for a while, you don't know the difference. We think there's no difference because we don't come across many women who've been abstaining for a while. Most of us don't. Most of us don't come across women who've been abstaining. But when you do, you come to a realization that these women are different, man. These women are different because they have weaned of themselves off of the energy exchange that comes with those men. And it's kind of like with cancer. If you stop feeding cancer in your body, the cancerous cells will die. You have to stop feeding disease. You have to stop feeding the bacteria. You have to stop feeding the viruses in your body. You have to eat clean. You have to feed your body things that viruses and bacteria and sickness and mucus don't like. Green leafies. Lean cuts of grass-fed, grass-finished meat. Fish that has fins and scales. Fruit with seeds in it. Mushrooms. Berries. Nuts and seeds. You feed your body with those things, and then you turn around and you realize that that sickness and disease can't thrive there. It's the same principle with a woman who stays away from being over-sexualized, a woman who stays away from having sex with multiple men. You know, a woman who's always got a couple of men in her rotation, a couple of men in her, you know, on her team that are, you know, she rotates men, you know, like she rotates underwear during the week. Those women have evil entities and evil spirits on them. Those women are confused. Those women can't even latch on to positivity in their lives because they're inviting too many spiritual entities into their lives at one time. And a woman can barely handle one spirit entity in her life at one time. Barely. And so, you know, the same benefit we get from abstaining, women get that from abstaining. So I'm telling you, a woman who's been abstaining, it is an amazing thing. She's a totally different woman, man. She lives a cleaner life. You find me a woman who's been abstaining, I guarantee you she's eating clean. You can't find me a woman who's abstaining, man, that got a pork rib sandwich in her hand while you talking to her. It don't happen. It clears her up to be more receptive to cleanliness. When she cleanses her spirit connection like that, it clears her mind to be receptive to cleanliness. And she starts to remember the things she's been taught. She starts to remember the things she's been shown. And she starts to clean up her life, man. So if you see a woman this year and she's sexually active, man, she got a rotation, and you see her in 5 years, and in those 5 years, she's been abstaining for 2 of those years, or even more, she's a totally different woman than you remember her being in that 5-year period. She's totally different. All it takes is that short period of time, that 2-year window of abstaining. It does wonders for a woman. But the women who are over sexualized are unhappy. They are miserable because there is an attack on their spirit going on at all times. They can't have peace. Women are miserable because they can't have peace. Another reason that the average woman can't find happiness out here is because she's mostly being non-submissive, non-cooperative, and non-compliant with the men she wants or with the man she wants, and therefore having to settle for a man she doesn't want. You know how miserable a woman is, man, to have to settle for a man she doesn't want? The same way you be miserable, you had to settle for a woman you don't want. If you want some beautiful man, you got to settle for a scallywag, man, that bad built scallywag, man. You don't want that. You don't want that at all. Who wants to settle for somebody, man, that they're unattracted to? Who wants to settle for someone that makes their skin crawl when they show up? Who wants to settle for someone their voice irks you? You can't stand to hear them talk. Every time they say something, you wish they lose their damn voice. Of course she's going to be miserable. That's why women always divorce. That's why the divorce rate is so high. Women finally get too miserable to be with a beta male. No woman wants to be with a beta male. Every woman wants to be cared for, but she doesn't want to be with a beta male. But she also doesn't want to make the sacrifices to her own ego and settle down and be submissive, cooperative, and compliant to get that treatment from an alpha male. When I say, man, being an alpha male provider, that means that a woman is cooperative, compliant, and submissive in every way. And so she earns that treatment. She earns the right to be provided for. But these women don't want to do that, especially when there's a beta male over there who will provide for them. But after a while, their soul is in turmoil. Their minds are in disarray. Their emotions are all over the place. They're in a situation with a man who's telling her every day how much he loves her, and she hates him. Let me tell y'all something, and I'm telling y'all from experience. One of the most agitating things in the world is to have somebody you absolutely detest profess their love for you. Who wants to hear that from somebody that they absolutely do not like? I'm talking about someone you absolutely detest. Who wants to hear that from someone they absolutely detest, man? None of us do. I don't hear that foolishness. And that's real talk. It don't make no sense, man. You know what I'm saying? It really don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a person you don't even want around you. And when they tell you, when they profess their love for you and how much they care for you, man, it makes you dislike them even more. You know what I'm saying? You get to the point, man, where now just imagine. A woman is locked. She locked herself in that because of her greed. She locked herself into that with the man that she absolutely detests. Now she's got to go through a divorce proceeding. Now, think about it. She never tells the man this. She never tells the man that she hates it. She turns around and tells the man, I love you too. Now think about it. A woman having to turn around and tell a man that she hates that she loves him. She's miserable. She can't help but be miserable in that situation, bro. That's all she can be, is miserable in that situation. Jabril McDonald, appreciate you joining the family, bro. Welcome to the Alpha Sphere. That's a tough one, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's one of the realest things, man. To be in a situation where you have to act like you love someone that you hate every day. Not sometime. Not just every blue moon. Every day. You know what I'm saying? You got to sleep with somebody you don't even want to be in the same damn house with. Come on, bro. But who are we to sympathize with them? She made the decision to lie to that man and act like she loved him. Man, let me tell you something. I know cats, man, that end up marrying a woman, man, that hated them in the beginning. Nigga, how you end up married to a woman that hates you in the beginning? You think eventually you wore her down. You didn't wear her down. Eventually you offered enough for her to go ahead and say, okay, I'll do it. Eventually you catered to her enough to go ahead and say, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Bro. And in that situation, yeah, the man does all of that. She feels she can brag to her friends. He goes out, man, and breaks his bank to buy her the biggest ring she ever seen and does all this. She gets to be, you know what happens? She gets to temper the effects of being with the man she despises, because guess what she gets to be? She gets to be queen of the world for a day. When you hear the dun, 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 that means the queen of the world for a day is coming down the aisle with her little dress with the long white trailer on it, man, and flowers being thrown everywhere and the people all dressed up, and this is her day. This is her day. This is her day. But it only lasts for one day. But the fairy tale of being queen of the world for a day is one that the majority of these women can't pass up. And guess what? She's not compliant enough, submissive enough, nor cooperative enough to ever even hope to get that type of arrangement, legal or not, from an alpha male. So the only man she's ever going to get that from is a beta male simp mangina. She's your queen to be. That's what he gonna get. And that's one of the truest things in the world, man. Man, let me tell you something. And this real talk. When a woman deals with me, she knows that there's no traditional wedding coming. She knows that she has to embrace that. She has to embrace that. Not just that, and I don't tell a woman like this, look, I don't care what you think about that. That's foolishness. We ain't gonna do it. I explain to her. And I let her know that something like that is going to do more to harm our relationship than to help it. We don't need that. We don't need this society's determination to define or signify the strength of the bond that we share. And she buys into it. Why? Because it makes perfect damn sense. Let me tell you something about the majority of women out here. When they spend their lives going in and out of relationships and in and out of beds with beta males, they end up not learning anything. And they end up not growing in any way. One relationship with an alpha male, man, changes a woman's life forever. That's why I'm so particular about letting a woman into my world, into my kingdom. My kingdom is off limits for women, man. It's off limits for them. It always has been. You know what I'm saying? There's only a few times in my life, man, that I would allow a woman access to my kingdom, man. A few times. Because this is my world. This is my life. I built this, man. I built this for me. And I'd be damned if I let somebody who's uncooperative, non-compliant, and non-submissive to enter this kingdom. It won't happen. Listen, bro, that's all I require. That's all I require. I don't require anything else. That's all I require. Submission, cooperation, and compliance. Everything else, if you give me those three things, we can work everything else out. Now, I'm not saying if you are a butterface. If you are a butterface and you built like a sack of mashed potatoes, no, I'm not telling you that right there. I'm not saying that. But I am saying other things as far as interaction goes. I'll teach you everything else, because if you're submissive, compliant, and cooperative, you're willing to learn. You're a student. You don't know anything about this life. You know absolutely zero about this life. And I'm going to teach you the game. But you got to be willing to receive the game. Everything I teach a woman is what's required for her to be in my life. If she don't learn it, she don't stay. Well, I mean, all three of those things, hell, they include servitude, bruh. Submission is servitude. See, we can't just say words, man, and act like they don't mean nothing. Another thing is this, man. Oh, now this is the one. This is the one. All you women who are in here right now, man, ear hustling, not hitting the thumbs up. After I say this, hit the thumbs up. Because this is going to save your life. If you're a young woman right now with a little time left, this is going to save your life. If you're an older woman with no time left, I hope you got your alpha male already. Another reason, a big reason, that most women can't find happiness is that they have a problem accepting the reality of having an expiration date on their desirability to a quality alpha man. There's an expiration date on her desirability to a quality alpha man. Nothing else matters. It don't matter what other credentials are there. There's an expiration date. There's an expiration date on her desirability to a quality man. A man can't absolutely teach a woman. Submission is not teaching. In order to learn, you have to submit. When you sit your ass in the classroom, you have to shut up and be willing to shut up and take notes and submit. Submission and teaching are two different things. Now here you are, another, I think, female. If you're going to come in here, then you might want to sit in here and listen, because you about to be heading out the door too. If you're going to come in here, sit in here and listen. Because everything you say, you're talking crazy. Now let's get back into this. I ain't even got no business looking in the chat, to be honest with you, man. But I'm in there anyway. I just happen to look up and see that, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? And that's the reason why I don't really like to open my chats up to females like that, man. Because they don't know anything about what we talking about, but always want to chime in. If you're not here to learn, then just go ahead and do a 180-degree turn and head right back out the door. Now, let's get back up to this thing, man. Let's get back in this. When a woman can't accept the reality that she is every day getting closer and closer to the expiration date of her desirability to quality men, then you got to keep in mind, bro, that is a misery. See, they've gotten to the point where they accept that. You know why they accept that? And that's one thing that IG has done that's major. IG, these social media platforms have done one thing that benefit men tremendously. It has let a woman see how the way she used to be gets a more positive reaction than the way she is now. So you know what it does? It make them all strive to be at least the best physical version of themselves. They're working out like hell. All of them trying to be vegan because they think being vegan gonna make you fit. They doing all these crazy workouts that's supposed to make you fit, but it don't work. But they do it anyway. You know why? Because they want to. And when they get their body tight, man, they jump all into it, bro. When they get their body tight, man, they jump all into it. And they show every day they got a picture up showing some part of their body, man. And bro, I'm talking about there are some women on there who are respected in business, who figure out a reason to show their body. Man, listen, let me tell you something I saw. This is how weird it gets with women and their need to be and their need to be validated. Man, I saw a chick. She had just gotten her man, what am I thinking about, man? She has just gotten her degree in medicine, right? She was standing outside of her school, bro. Major 4-year university. Standing outside of it with a pose where she had her back to the camera, looking back over her shoulder, standing back on her legs with some real tight fitting pants on, man, in that position with her butt half to the side, half to the back, so you could see the flex on one side and see the flex on the other side, talking about she on her way to being a millionaire and she didn't have to use her body. While her ass standing in the picture, using her body. I want y'all to think about that. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I need to go find that one. I think I'm going to go find that one, man, and post it up. I think I'm going to find that one. That was so, man, listen, bro. I didn't even know I was going to laugh until I heard myself laughing. I was like, man, this is crazy. Literally, bro. She still had on her cap. She still had on her graduation cap. But she didn't have on her gown. But she had her cap on, took her gown off intentionally so she can show her hams while she talking about, I'm on my way to being a millionaire. And I didn't have to use my figure at all. I'm like, well, what the hell are you doing now? The confusion, man. The confusion of the female is part of the reason that she can't find happiness, because she doesn't know which way happiness is. Do you tell her happiness right? She gonna go left. You tell her happiness left, she going right. She is adverse to happiness, man. Women are allergic to happiness, bro. They're allergic. That's why when men get married, man, they get so miserable. Because women are allergic to happiness, man. They do things to take the happiness out of the equation. Cool, Rob. Appreciate the $10 super chat, bro. Rob say, preach BoA. Salute to you, fam. Appreciate you being in the joint. Appreciate the super chat. China White, what's up? Shout it back in with a major sponsorship. Appreciate the $50 super chat. Shout to say, women super chat your question. Respect the alpha. That's real talk. Respect the alpha. Shh. Respect it. You know what I'm saying? And that's real talk. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why I'm not enforcing that, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing, man. I said that a while back, man. You know, and I think, man, you know, I think I let that membership thing slide, man, because you know, but it ain't no way. I haven't figured out a way yet, man, that you can refund people their membership, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to look into it, man. I'm gonna spend some time looking into it tomorrow, man, because when the energy changes up in here, man, then people got to go. People got to go. You know what I'm saying? And people complain, man, BoA block people when they disagree with him. Please, I don't block people for disagreeing. I block people for going against the flow of this arena, the flow of this environment, the flow of the alphasphere. We're not all of one mind. We're individuals. But we all view the world from a similar perspective. We all understand things from a similar perspective. Of course, they are adjusted to our own personal lives. But when somebody comes in and they're totally contradictory, I couldn't figure out what to say, contradictory or contrary, but both contrary or contradictory to what's taking place here, they need to go somewhere where people believe what they believe. And I have the right. To eliminate anyone that I feel like doesn't belong in the alphasphere, man. I have that right. And I will exercise that right. You understand? We don't do it when we go in people chat, and we ain't gonna allow it to take place over here, man. Oh, I was about to go in here, man, and try to get this thing going again, man. Now look how crazy this is, man. Last night, you remember last night the stream was going out. Now tonight, the screen keep freezing. That's crazy, man. It's always something. Some just ain't right, man. But I'm telling you, man, then you got these women thinking about things, man, that these guys like Keith Sweat say, man. I toss and turn, girl. I just can't sleep at night. Who you been cheating on me? You tell me it's a lie. That boy said, I call your phone, baby. I call your home and the phone just keep on ringing. Man, why you even worried about that type of foolish, man, with a woman, man? All right, let's get back into this thing, man. DeAndre Brown, man, appreciate the $10 super chat, bro. Bro say, wow, all facts, BoA. Females on social media nowadays post scantily clad pics, but the caption be Maya Angelou-ish. They remedial, fam. Like, yeah, you know what, bro? Hey, man, I couldn't have put that better myself, bro. I couldn't have put it better myself, man. That's exactly what they do, man. There's always some great message, but then, you know, they got their camel toe showing. And I'm like, man, come on, man. The confusion makes you unhappy, bro. Confusion makes you unhappy. You know how miserable it is, man, to be wanting to have a positive relationship with God, but you halfway caught up in the church, and then you halfway out of it because you really don't feel it like that, and you know there's something missing, but you was raised that way, so you kind of caught up in it, but you're trying to find the answer, but that keep pulling you back. You know how miserable that is, man? It's not miserable just because you don't know. It's miserable because you're confused. It's one thing to not know anything and learn something. It's another thing to have been taught one way, but then believe that something else is true, but you got to wean yourself off of what you've been taught. That's confusion. That's what women are caught up in every day. Confusion, bro. They're caught up in confusion. They're caught up in confusion. It's kind of like a chick in a pic with her little baby, and she taking a scantily clad pic in a bra and panties, but she got a kid in a room with her. So that confusion, man. So, listen, bro, and let me give you an example of this, man. When you think about accepting the reality of having an expiration date on her desirability to quality men, to alpha men, 24% of women between 45 and 54 are classified as mentally ill. 25% of women, 24% of women between the ages of 45 and 54 are classified as mentally ill. Suddenly, the biggest group of women on the planet, there's no other age group of women with that type of number. 24% of them are classified as mentally ill. And what other great percent of them have already become cat ladies or bag ladies? I'm telling you, bro, there is nothing worse for a woman than to realize that, as I like to call it, man, that her physical charm is gone. When a woman loses her physical charm, where her physicality gets her nothing anymore, she loses half of the value of her life. Her physical charm is the reason why her young years are so amazing. She loses the ability to move in. Listen, there are women who move mountains with their physicality when they're young women, bro. To go from being able to move mountains to not being able to move a pebble with your physicality. It's a tough pill to swallow, man. I'm telling you, man, they really, it takes them to a different place, man. Takes them to a different place, man. And that's where the bitterness, you know, we always say bitterness. That's where the bitterness come from. But the problem is, now that we live in a society that perpetuates this ideology that no matter what a woman does, no matter what shape she's in, she's still beautiful. They don't even try to maintain their youthful beauty. So you can see a woman that's 25 that look 45. You know what I'm saying? And she don't care, because there's some beta male mangina that just because she's 25, you're going to be like, man, I got me a young tender. No, you got you a young woman. You got you somebody young. She doesn't qualify as a tender. You got you a young old lady. You know what I'm saying? And the bottom line is, women don't understand this until it's too late. When they get to the expiration date, then they care. But it's too late to care at that point. It's too late to care. That's why all these different shamings come about. Well, you can't fat shame, and and you can't tattoo shame, and you can't weave shame, and and you can't butt implant shame, and and you can't piercing shame, and you can't you can't hammer toe shame, and you can't saggy booty shame. You can't do any type of shaming. Why? Because women are trying to combat the fact that they hit that wall. They hit that point in life where they are no longer attractive to the men that they want. And you know what happens? They either settle for a man that they don't want, and the ones who ain't gonna do that, they just end up being alone and doing unscrupulous things to keep a positive outlook on themselves. So this whole cougar thing, the cougar thing is a woman's last hurrah. Think about this. Let's look at some of these cougar women, some of these celebrity cougar women. Let's look at what the bald head chick name is, man, that was with Kanye, then had a baby with Wiz, Amber Rose. Let's look at Amber Rose. She was with Kanye, then Wiz married her and popped one in her. Wiz was much younger than she was. Then she moved from Wiz and messed around with a couple young rap cats, and now, man, she weighed about 279 pounds. You see what I'm saying? When you look at them, you have to understand that a cougar is simply an older woman who cannot accept the fact that she has hit that point where no matter what she has or no matter what she does, the quality man that she wants does not want her anymore. And so she goes against a young dude who is just fascinated because she's famous. If you notice, man, they all do that. They go get a young dude who just fascinated. Hey, man, I got a famous, woo, look at me. I got a famous girlfriend. Hey, man, my girlfriend is J-Lo. You remember Jenny from the Block? Only she's not Jenny from the Block anymore. She's Jenny from the rocking chair. And these guys just go, but there are guys out here who just value her because of who she is. You know how lame it is to value a woman's name? The only name you're supposed to value is your own. How you going to value a woman's name? How you going to give a woman any type of pass or leeway because of her name? That don't matter to me. That's crazy to me, bro. Black China's another great example, man. Cougars do that for ego push, man. They don't do, that's no big, listen, bro, let me tell you something. It's no big accomplishment for a cougar to just get a younger man. There are men out here, there are young men out here who be with anybody, man, who can give them a bed to lay in. Find me a young man that's paid, that has options, and then get with him. She can't. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. You know what? Perfect example. I'm glad you said that, Q. Look at Erykah Badu, man. Look at how Erykah Badu has been down through that. Look at how loony she is. Look at all the things she talks about. Look at the way she talks. Hey, listen, man, she understands how to eat. You know what I'm saying? She understands how to eat. She understands how to, there are just some things. You go to different countries all the time. You're going to find some foods that you like and you're going to try to keep them. But that's all. Think about how many men she's been with. You know what I'm saying? Think about how many men she's been with, man. She's had, she's made the rounds. And her energy is all over the place, man. That woman's energy is all over the place, man. She looks like a witch. You know what I'm saying? Her energy is all over the place, man. It's the weirdest thing I've seen. And and listen, bro. Listen. The weirdest thing is this, man. The weirdest thing, man, is when that boy 21, man, had up a sign, man, at the slut walk with this chick, man. I was like, man, that I knew that was her last hurrah. That was her last hurrah. So another thing is this, man. Think about this. Married women are more likely to be miserable because most of them barely like their husbands and have never been the least bit attracted to him. I'm talking about have never been the least bit attracted to him. And this one especially goes for white guys, man. A white dude to go all the way deep in the hood to find him a little bopper, man. He'll fall through the hood, man, and go to a ratchet club, man, to find him a little bopper, man, and be breaking bread with her, man. Because his old lady don't even like him. She's miserable. Let me tell you something, man. I was looking at a study and I saw a comment after it, man. And somebody said their grandmother hated their granddaddy so bad that when he got up and went to the bathroom, they be sitting watching TV in the living room, man. He got up, went to the bathroom, man. She get up and punched the chair that fool was sitting in like he was still sitting there. That's how much she hated him. When he got to walk out of the room, man, she sit there and just punch on the chair. Just hated being in the room with that fool, man. I'm telling you, bro. That's just it's crazy out here, man. You got to keep in mind, man, that when see this whole construct of marriage, yeah, women benefit from it financially, but they never benefit from it emotionally, spiritually, mentally. They never do. But the good thing for them is that they jump right back into another relationship. A woman get out of marriage, man, she jump right back into another one. I'm talking about before. Listen, she jump from the frying pan into the skillet, man, and the frying pan still be hot by the time she get in the skillet. And you got to keep in mind, man, that is a source of misery for women, man. Women out here are miserable, bro. They make decisions that incapacitate their propensity to be happy. You know, and that's it, bro. That's real talk, man. You got guys, man, who been married to women, man, who ain't had sex in over a year. If, man, listen, and this real talk, man. If you live with a woman for a year, man, and she don't never want to have sex with you, bro, she hates your guts. She hates your guts, dog. She can't even get aroused by you, man. She hates your guts. I'm talking about absolutely hates your guts, man. Yeah, man, listen, bro, let me tell you something, man. If you don't have a woman who absolutely looks at you as her God, I'm talking about as her God. She can't look past you and look to God because she can't see him. If she don't look at you as her God, what you say goes, everything you make her adjust in her life, she adjusted. Man, bro, you ain't got yourself nothing. You ain't got yourself nothing. I had a brother, man, ask me, man, what he should do, man. His old lady his girl done had a baby done got pregnant with another dude baby, man. And he said he still love her. I was like, bro. Now that's the sunken place. That's the sunken place. When you think you love a woman so much, man, that no matter what she does, man, you don't stop loving her, you're in the sunken place, man. Listen, you're in the sunken place. I want y'all to listen to this sound. You're in the sunken place. That's that spoon in that tea. That's that spoon in that teacup, man. Boy, in the sunken place, man. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, man, you know, with me, when I listen to guys talk about this, man, I don't jump on a man and tell a man, you bait as hell or doing that, man, because my job, my goal is to actually help a man come to grips with the illogic of what he's saying or the illogic of what he's doing. So my goal is to help that man understand that what he thinks he feels isn't what he really feels. You just got to think about it, man. Misery loves company. And women are miserable, man. The majority of women are living lives of misery, man. And the main thing is, man, when an alpha male comes around, let me tell y'all women something. You only get one shot at an alpha male in your life. You only get one shot. If you get a second shot, it's going to be with the same alpha male. You ain't going to get 2 shots. You only get 1 shot with an alpha male in your life. Women outnumber men 8-1. An alpha male ain't got time to come back around you again. Alpha males, you only going to get 1. You only going to get 1. And once you ruin it, you might as well just go ahead and be with beta males or be by yourself or get your girlfriend. Go ahead, Bobby Brown. I need a girlfriend and I need you right now. Go and get your Bobby Brown on. That's what you're going to have to do. This is not a game out here. As a woman, you got a small window of time to secure the life that you want to have. And you can chase the life that you think you want until you get too old to get the life that you really want. And then you got to live with the life that you've been chasing that whole time and be miserable. That's what you got to do. And as we incorporate God more and more into alpha energy, then you're not going to even be able to marry that sucker and then cheat with the alpha male, because the alpha male is going to start understanding that they're damaging their own alpha energy by cheating with you. So you're going to be stuck with the man you hate. Dev Miles, appreciate the $5 Canadian, bro. Appreciate you being in the joint, man. China White, appreciate the $15 super chat, shout it. Shout say, damn, that's real talk, though. It's real out here, man. See, this is what you have to understand, man. The unavoidable failure of her physical charm is an obstacle that some women never overcome. Now, granted, men have this issue as well. Like, as we get older, I mean, we lose some of the physical prowess. Like, we lose some of it. Unless we live a great life that's pleasing to God. Because Moses died at 120 years old, man, and none of his natural force was abated, which means he was still strong as an ox. It's all about how you take care of yourself. Mind, body, spirit. It's all about how you take care of yourself. You can be 60 and still be knocking young tenders. I promise you can. I got a partner that does it now. I tell y'all about him all the time. Well, I tell y'all about him sometime. But the boy 60 would have done us cuts. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So, you know, like I said, men have this issue too, man. You know what I'm saying? We have an issue where physically we're not the same as we were when we 20 when we get 60. But it's not as bad for us because our physicality never served us the way women's physicality serve us. We can be young and we can be fly and we can be, we can have amazing physiques. It's not the same as a woman who's young and fly with an amazing physique. It's not the same. Her amazing looks and physique can take her somewhere. She could end up, living a millionaire status just based on that. Somebody who's already made the millions will put her in that status. Us, it don't really work like that for us, man. So it's not as big a deal for us because we've already had to use other things our entire lives. Even if we are very attractive to women, we still had to use other skills. We still had to use other characteristics, other character traits that we have. All a beautiful woman has to do when she's young is use her beauty. Beauty will take a woman anywhere. It will literally take a woman anywhere. So, it's an obstacle for them, man. It's sometimes it's an insurmountable obstacle. They just can't get over it, boy. They just can't get over it. Man, listen, let me tell you something, bro. Once you hit the age of 35, man, calisthenics should be the majority of your workout. Because especially if you've been training. If you've been training for a long time, man, at about 35, 40, bro, you just cannot afford to be lifting them heavy ass weights like that anymore. Your joints are already shot. You already have knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain, elbow pain, sometimes ankle pain, all type of pain, man, for lifting those heavy weights all of those years. Your muscles can handle it, but your joints can't. The stronger your muscles get, the more taxing you do on your joints. 35, 40, man, you better dive into some calisthenics, bro. That's real talk. You can keep lifting that heavy stuff you want to, man, but hey, man, you gonna you gonna be ripped and still be having that little stutter step when you walk, man. At a certain point in life, man, you got to protect your body. You got to protect your body, your internal body, not just the outside. Nick Penn, appreciate the $100 super chat, brother. Brother Nick Penn comes through, man, with the major contribution, man, major sponsorship of the show. I appreciate that, brother. Salute to you as well, bro. Unique Israel, appreciate the $2 super chat, bro. So another thing is this, man, and this is we gonna sum this thing up. We gonna sum this thing up, man. Women absolutely, especially modern women, they absolutely refuse to even attempt to be the best version of themselves. They don't even attempt to be the best version of themselves. They simply don't. They don't care about being the best version of themselves. This obesity problem we have is just because women don't care about being the best version of themselves. They don't care. All this fake hair being worn, man, is because they don't care about being the best version of themselves. This high abortion rate, man, because they don't care about being the best version of themselves. All these bodies they piling up is because they don't care about being the best version of themselves. And that's the major thing. And you know why? You know why I say they don't care? Because they won't submit to the guidance of an alpha male. Because a woman cannot figure that out on her own. A woman cannot figure that out on her own. I say again, she cannot figure out how to become the best version of herself on her own. That's why a lot of women who are in shape ain't getting to no money. And a lot of women who get into the money ain't in no shape. She can only focus on one thing at a time. Becoming the best version of yourself requires multitasking. And guess what? They seem to think they can multitask. Women cannot multitask. Let me tell you know what? I'm going to do a video tomorrow for y'all, man, on women multitasking. I'm going to do a video for y'all tomorrow because women can't multitask. We just think they can. But I'm going to break down this thing that they put over on us as multitasking. Man, women can't multitask. As a matter of fact, it ain't going to even be long enough for a video, man. Women can't multitask. Let me tell you what women do, man. Women start on 5 things and do a little bit on all 5 of them. They do enough to make one little bit of inkling of progress on 5 things. And they think they're multitasking. But let me tell you what they do. They still go back and finish them all one at a time. We just don't look at it as them finishing one at a time because we just know they started 5 things and they made a little progress on all of them. But then they go right back to doing what we do. And let me tell you what happens. Them 5 things they doing, they still don't finish them quicker than we do, and we do one thing at a time. We do one thing at a time, not because we can't multitask. We do one thing at a time because it's more efficient to do one thing at a time. It's more efficient to just do that thing and knock it out. We understand the idea of focusing our energy in one direction to handle something as quickly and as efficiently as possible. We understand that. Women don't understand that. All right, second light went out. I got to charge my batteries for my lights, man. They don't understand the value of that. But when it comes to things like this, yeah, man, we multitask. Becoming the best version of yourself requires you focusing on all areas of your body, all areas of your being at the same time. And using the stronger ones to pull the weaker ones up so you can finish this progress at the same time, finish this process at the same time. So no, they don't multitask, they multi-start. We multitask when it's necessary. See, let me tell you one of the problems, man. Women work so hard to not be like the traditional feminine woman, aka the pick-me chick, that they fail to embrace the essence of who they are. This in turn creates the tumultuous existence of trying to be whatever someone else says you should be. Beauty, for example. In the 70s, it was beautiful to wear your natural hair, wear a fro, afro puffs. Now, it's beautiful to wear blonde wigs and orange wigs and purple wigs and green wigs. That's what's beautiful now. But who said that's beautiful? Who says that's beautiful? And this one here is directly for sisters, man. Who says that's beautiful? Who told you that's beautiful? Well, if it's so beautiful, if that's so beautiful, why don't I see every other race of woman doing that? Man, listen, it's rare when you let's say a white girl, when you see a white girl, man, with a purple wig on, man, you can look at her and tell she's a widow. She probably got black fingernails on, man. You can tell she's one of them goth chicks or something, man. They don't do it regularly as a sign of beautiful. Like the normal women don't do that as a sign of beauty. We got a bunch of skin bleaching going on. It's a travesty to be black and want your skin to be lighter. It's a travesty to alter your skin. The problem is, man, with women in America, bro, is that they've been pacified so much that they aren't willing to work on the things that really matter. So they're not going to put in work in a relationship. Not with you. They're putting in work with their employees if they're a business owner. They're putting in work with their employer if they're an employee. They're putting in work with their friends. They're putting in work with all that. They're not going to put in work to build a relationship with the man, to build their positive interaction with the man, to make a man value them. They're not going to do that. You know why? Because in their minds, they have more value than men. And that is the bottom line. That is the final statement on why women are unhappy. Women are unhappy because they don't understand the value of men. And let me tell you why that's important. Because if you don't understand the value of men, you don't understand the value of you. Because your value is directly related to a man's value. Period. That's all. It's directly related to a man's value. And that's just the bottom line. You can take a famous chick like Beyonce. Look at Beyonce. The early part of her fame was related to her father, Matthew Knowles. The later part of her fame is related to her new daddy, Jay-Z. Now let me tell you. You can look at it and say, man, she was already getting money. Let me tell you something. Matthew Knowles played the game grimy. I ain't saying grimy like dirty, but he played the game like a boss. He forced the industry to do what he wanted them to do for his daughter. Jay took over and did one even better, because being a music executive, they would finish the project. Jay would just give it to the company. They would just give it to the company and say, this is it. Other artists submit music to the label. The label checks it out and then tell the artist what to change. She was doing that up until she got with Jay. She finished the project, Jay would just turn it in, say, this is what we got for you. It was non-negotiable. It wasn't no going back fixing that. Here's what we got for you. Put it out. She wasn't going to do that herself. She couldn't do that herself. Nobody's going to accept that type of interaction from a woman, not in this society. So the bottom line is this. If you're a woman out here and you have an opportunity to build with an alpha male, you better go ahead and make that happen. Because I'm telling you, you only get a certain amount of time to do this. You only get a certain amount of time to do this. And once you're out of time, you're out of touch. You're out of touch. I'm out of time. Hall & Oates, baby. So, Let's get ready to slide on out of here, man. We've been in here, man, we've been in here for a good minute, man. Been in here, man, about an hour and a half, man. That's cool. That's cool. We can handle an hour and a half, man. I appreciate everybody being in the joint, man. It's been real in the field. No, it's the truth out here, man. But you know what, man? Let me tell y'all something. We always talk about these celebrity women that's witches. A lot of these regular brothers out here, man, got witches in their lives. See, all witches aren't powerful or in a position, man, to make major differences. But some women are they're born into a generation of witches. Generationally, man, they're born into a family, of witches. That's just how it is, man. Just like a pit bull is born into a family of pit bulls, that's some women are just born into it. So there's some women out here in the regular world out here. Man, listen, bro, listen, I've seen some shapeshifters out here, man. But we ain't gonna get too deep into that, man. Exactly, B. Haywood, especially deep down south, man. Let me tell you something, bro. And I know, I know my New York brothers, SJ3, my brothers from the Lou and all these places, man. Let me tell you something. I guarantee you I could bring you to the South and show you some things that'll spook you. Guarantee you I can show you some things in the South that you ain't never seen, man. Because it's different in the South. And that's real talk, man. So, brothers, I appreciate y'all being in here, man. We starting to build our way back up a little bit, man, on the numbers and all that. I see how it froze up again. My lights done went out, man. Everything went bad, man. Except for the stream. The stream didn't drop, man. So we ain't gonna trip. The stream did not drop, so we are not gonna make a big deal out of it. But I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. We gonna go ahead and slide on out of here, man. And I'll see y'all back here, man, again Friday night, 10:15 p.m. Central Standard Time, man, as usual. And we will have a great topic, and we will do some call-ins on Friday, man. I'm gonna try to figure out, man, how to set it up where I can have the calls waiting for me in the queue, as opposed to just have people, calling just calling while I'm on, man, and I hear them beeping in the background, man. I don't really like that too much. So we're gonna go ahead and slide on out, man, and we'll see, man. I may go ahead and lead this one up, man. We'll see. So SJ3, D Flemings, YMC, My Squad. Appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. Appreciate y'all doing what y'all do, man. Codem. Appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. Say straight facts, doc. You preaching it nice. Salute. Salute to you, bro. I appreciate the super chat, man. She hate me lately. What up, bro? I'll make sure I ain't missing no super chats up here, man. I think I got everybody. All right, man, let's go ahead and get ready to slide on out of here, man. I appreciate everybody being in the joint. It's been real in the field, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be safe out there, man. Put God first. Keep grinding and growing. And this has been 10 Reasons Most Women Can't Find Happiness. Threw in a couple extra ones, too. Let's get on out of here, man. Peace. Peace to the green band, to the green label gang, man. What up, champ?